All right.
Okay. Ha 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 ha.
What's up, Army?
This looks a
Today,
bit different, huh, everybody?
we are here. I am here in California. And Jordan, where you at right now?
Currently reporting live from Boston, Massachusetts, everybody. And we have a blizzard on our hands.
And if anybody has been following the news over the past couple days, damn near 3 feet of snow literally blanketed the East Coast.
Yeah, I'll
I
put
mean,
up
you
some
got
some
stuck.
pictures. I got stuck, but I'm not alone. I'm not alone, everybody. Thousands and thousands of people just like me are stuck in Boston, New York City, Rhode Island. This has been a blizzard for the ages, they say. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, so just a little bit of context for Army. We both went to Boston to visit our younger sister for her senior night in basketball. And we had different flights. So my flight, I was able to change to leave early. I dipped out of there right before the snow came down. And Jordan unfortunately got stuck.
You
All
make do
right.
with what you got.
Army, we hope every single one of you are safe out there. Um, Especially all of you on the East Coast right now. You may not
Yeah.
be able to get outside, but hopefully you can watch our video.
And today, we should have a good one in store for Army Jared.
Yeah.
Today's video comes to us from Korean Pizza Channel. And I
Okay.
believe,
And two more. It's a collaboration on YouTube.
okay,
Yeah.
DK TV and Just David.
Yeah.
And one of our patrons recommended this, Daphne Schaefer. They said, "Did you catch this from David?" So he's one of
Mm,
the dudes from DK TV, I believe.
yeah. Yeah.
Daphne writes, "I know it's going to have something to do with kings, that they are kings." And Daphne's talking about the March 21st comeback performance
Yeah.
at Gwanghwamun. And I know we watched High Boy's video where he broke it down when the news first broke.
Yeah.
But we'll see what we pick up from this.
All right. This is interesting. A little
We
setup
talking
here.
about, yeah, man. Army. It took
This
some
is
configuring.
this is a first. This is a first. We've never done this before.
We've never done this before, but I think once we get it right, we'll be able
Yeah.
to do reactions from anywhere in the world.
100%.
Absolutely. It took some configuring though. I tried to make
Yeah.
sure I was looking off to the right, and you tried to make sure you were looking to the left, so it still sort of feels like we're talking to each other. All right, Jay, let's hop into this, and
All
then
right.
after this, Army, we're gonna watch some more BTS OT7 interviews in Army Gold. So join us for that tomorrow. Sit back and enjoy, everybody. This is why this BTS stage will be in the history books. Here we go.
In March 2026, BTS is coming back. For their grand comeback stage, they could have chosen the biggest stadium in the world. They could have chosen a fancy dome, but instead, they chose a street. But of course, it's not just any random street. It's called Gwanghwamun Square, and to the casual observer, it's just the city center of Seoul. But strategically and historically, this is the single most important address in South Korea. And not many people know about this. It is the symbolic heart of the nation, which gives so much significance in the fact that BTS is doing their grand comeback stage here. So on March 21st, BTS will hold a free concert here. But this isn't just a show, it is a statement. They are performing in the space where kings literally once ruled, where the government currently operates, and where the Korean people made history. So why did the Seoul government approve this logistical nightmare in such a culturally sensitive place which holds so much historical significance? And why is this specific location their choice for the comeback album Ariran? Today, we analyze the strategy behind turning South Korea's heart into the world's biggest and most phenomenal stage. To understand this choice, we need to look at the map. For 600 years, this strip of land has been the axis of the country. In 1395, it was the street of six
1395.
ministries. The king sat at the north and the six five. It was the street of six ministries. The king sat at the north and the six main government departments lined this street. It was the core and brain of the dynasty, and it has always been the front page of Korean history. When the country flourished, this street was vibrant. When the country was colonized by Japan, this street was disfigured. When the country democratized, this street was where millions gathered with candles to peacefully protest. When the country was rooting for its national soccer team, it was filled with the Red Devils. By performing here, BTS is now cementing their place on this timeline. They're not just idols anymore. They are inserting themselves into the main street of the national narrative. It's a masterclass in branding, linking their modern success directly to the nation's 600-year heritage. The latest media reports confirm that BTS is going to be using the recently restored Wardae. This was a platform reserved for only the king to meet his people. Specifically, the performance will feature a King's Road entrance where the members will physically walk from the inside of Gyeongbokgung Palace across the Wardae and onto a massive T-shaped stage extending into the square. And this signifies a homecoming. It's a respectful nod to tradition, saying we have returned to the center, to our Korean roots. But don't get me wrong, this isn't just about the past. It's also about the future. Critics point out that the Gwanghwamun Square has recently transformed. It's no longer just a historical site. It's becoming a digital landmark. Seoul City has installed massive media facades around the square. It's being dubbed the Times Square of Korea or Asia. The timing is also perfect. BTS is the killer content to
I'll lift my finger if I want to pause, because I know
I won't be able to see you, I don't think, all the time because I'm
Oh,
looking at the screen, but I got you.
oh,
Yeah, just
gotcha.
say pause. I got you.
Okay, go back.
Control the powers today, everybody.
Go back quickly to the aerial image of real quick. The aerial image.
Aerial image of
massive media
right here.
facades
Go
around the
back. Back.
Oh, right
Right
here.
here. Right here. I mean, look at this, Jordan. So you have the square, right? That obviously, did we learn the history of like its preservation or like reconstruction or anything like that? If we did,
I'm not
I
sure.
forget. But it just looks like it's literally from hundreds of years ago. And then play it quick.
onto a massive T-shaped stage extending
Pause.
into the square.
Right next to it is a modern highway.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so insane to me. That's and
That's
for
crazy.
BTS to be walking down this path and then literally be next to the modern highway. This is BTS's moment, if any of that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, that makes a whole lot of sense, man. And this dude's spitting. What he said
Yeah.
right here goes directly to what you just said.
It's a
It's
masterclass
a masterclass in branding,
in
Right.
branding, linking their modern
linking their modern success, like the highway,
success directly
directly to Seoul's 600-year heritage.
That's it right there.
That's an interesting point you made, though. The highway. I didn't even think about that.
the nation's 600-year heritage. The latest media reports confirm that BTS is going to be using
And then this right here, Jared. They're going to be using the recently restored Woldae.
recently restored Wardae. This was a
Wardae.
platform
This was a platform reserved only for the king
reserved for only the king to meet his people.
to meet his people.
They got
And
seven
seven
kings about to meet
kings.
their 7 billion people.
Yeah.
Specifically, the performance will feature a King's Road entrance where the members will physically walk from the inside of Gyeongbokgung Palace across the Wardae and onto a massive T-shaped stage extending into the square. And this signifies a homecoming. It's a respectful nod to tradition, saying we have returned to the center, to our Korean roots. But don't get me wrong, this isn't just about the past. It's also about the future. Critics point out that the Gwanghwamun Square has recently transformed. It's no longer just a historical site. It's becoming a digital landmark. Seoul City has installed massive media facades around the square. It's being dubbed the Times Square of Korea or Asia. The timing is also perfect. BTS is the killer content to inaugurate this new era. Imagine the scene, the ancient palace in the background and 10-story LED screens blasting modern K-pop on the sides. Many tourists note the mix of ancient palaces and cyberpunk screens, describing this as the unique vibe of Seoul. So despite this being a historically significant and even sacred area, this is why the National Heritage Administration and Seoul City gave the green light, albeit with strict conditions. They know that one night of BTS performing here does more for Seoul's global branding than millions of dollars in traditional ads. Strict conditions.
Like that city.
We know that one night of BTS performing here does more for Seoul's global branding than millions of dollars in traditional ads. It presents Seoul as a city where tradition meets innovation. Now let's talk about the album title Arira. If you know Korea, you know this song. It's the unofficial anthem of the Korean people. It represents resilience and identity. By choosing this title and this venue, BTS is shedding the westernized pop star image. They are returning as the Korean cultural envoys, and this is why the world leaders are reacting. Recently, something absurd happened. The president of Mexico personally welcomed their tour and even sent a message to our president requesting additional dates. Probably because this concert is seen as a diplomatic level event. It's no coincidence that
Hold on, you heard about that or no?
No, I haven't heard about that.
I didn't hear about that.
Imagine our president mentioning BTS. You think that'll happen?
I don't ever want to hear those three letters come out of that man's mouth, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Donald Trump stands for hate, in my opinion. And not to get too political, I don't know.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
He's always been somebody who, when the situation is right for him, takes advantage of the opportunity. And BTS coming to the United States, not that the United States is similar to Korea or Mexico, but BTS, the amount of wealth or tourism money that BTS is about to create for the United States is massive. So I wouldn't be surprised if he at some point mentioned BTS.
Yeah, but his administration, dog, detained and deported over 300 South Korean nationals a couple months back there.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a weird relationship with people who aren't considered Americans. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll change. But this is kind of crazy.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Are reacting. Recently, something absurd happened. The president of Mexico personally welcomed
So Claudia Scheinbaum.
their tour and even sent a message to our president requesting additional dates. Probably because this concert is seen as a diplomatic level event. It's no coincidence that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the US Embassy, and the National Museum of Korean Contemporary History all stand flanking this very square. When BTS walks from the palace to the square surrounded by all of these important institutions, they are physically and symbolically representing South Korea's soft power at its peak. Culture critic Ha Jae-gun noted that BTS started as idols, but they have become a cultural phenomenon. Performing at the nation's center is a declaration that they are now part of the country's cultural infrastructure, like Samsung or Hyundai, but for the soul. However, ambition comes with risk. Hosting 200,000 people in the middle of a working government district is a logistical nightmare, and the permit was conditional initially. HYBE, the police, and the government are having multiple meetings to this moment before the event to take the highest level of precautions and preparation. Especially with the deep scars regarding the past Itaewon crowd crush tragedy, acute attention is being enforced. Now, here's what's going to happen. First, there's the ticketing battle. General reservations open on February 23rd via Knoll Ticket, and it's free, but the demand is going to be astronomical. I myself am going to try to grab some tickets, so yeah, count me in. Fans are already scrambling for the 2,000-seat standing zone lottery currently happening on Weavers for album buyers. And second, as I mentioned, the city as a venue itself is trying its best to prevent crowd-crushing incidents. The police have designated 4 safety zones: core, hot, warm, and cold. The crowd will spread out to Seoul Plaza and Sungnaemun Gate using the large screens. Now, if you haven't been to Seoul, this strip is pretty long from the Gwanghwamun Plaza to Seoul Plaza to Sungnaemun Gate. That is probably a kilometer or something, and that will probably be filled with people. And third, there's strict control in planning. No camping, no tents. The police are treating this with the same seriousness as a presidential inauguration.
As they should.
Subways will likely skip Gwanghwamun Station to control the flow, and also to prevent price gouging, Seoul City is already implementing secret inspectors and reporting counters for irregular prices for accommodation. Now, on top of all of this, to add more spectacle to it, Netflix, the global #1 streaming platform, will live stream the show to over 190 countries simultaneously. I don't know how this is even possible. This marks the first time in history that a major cultural event originating from South Korea is being broadcast live to the entire planet on a single platform. Industry insiders suggest the contract fee rivals the production cost of a blockbuster movie. Why? Because Netflix isn't just buying the performance, they're buying the global attention of ARMY and also testing their live infrastructure. So following this live event, Netflix will release an exclusive documentary called BTS The Return on March 27th as well. So just imagine the sheer amount of subscriptions that will occur due to these 2 big drops. So this synergy between a live historic event and a premium documentary is a masterstroke in content strategy. Netflix knows that this one night is their Super Bowl moment and a stress test for their servers and the gateway to millions of new loyal subscribers. And finally, let's look at the numbers. The economic impact is projected to be around $600 million US. Hotels in downtown Seoul are already sold out, but the bigger picture is the tourism commercial money can't buy. An estimated 100 million viewers watching worldwide won't just see a Super Bowl-esque performance, they will see the Hangul statue and the beauty of Seoul simultaneously. In short, BTS performing in Gwanghwamun is just different. Honestly, it can't compare to their past performances like for the Grammys on the Yeouido skyscrapers, nor the National Museum, or in front of Sungnaemun, or filling the Busan's beaches. The magnitude and significance is just on a different level. Again, it is the place where our dynasty stood. And speaking of standing, it is where currently 2 of Korea's most respected figures stand to this very moment. King Sejong the Great, who created Hangul, the Korean alphabet, and Admiral Lee Sun-shin, the war general who protected our country from numerous Japanese invasions. And now it's the place where Korea meets the world. So on March 21st, 2026, the Street of Six Ministries will become the world's biggest stage, and fittingly, the song they will sing is Arirang. And leaks suggest the opening ceremony involves a massive collaboration with the National Kugak Center, traditional Korean music, blending 600 years of traditional sound into one beat. To add to the anticipation, the production is being led by none other than Hamish Hamilton. He's the legendary director behind the most iconic Super Bowl halftime shows and the London Olympics opening ceremony. Bringing a Super Bowl architect to Gwanghwamun confirms that this isn't just a K-pop concert anymore. It's the definitive global spectacle of 2026. Now remember, this is just the grand intro to their world tour, which is now confirmed to be all over the world in probably 100 plus dates. And some people are betting that at the end, they might beat Taylor Swift's world tour record. Do you think they'll beat it? Finally, to end this video, I'd like to introduce some quotes by one of the most respected figures in our history, Kim Gu, pen name Baekbeom. He was a premier independence activist during the Japanese colonial rule and served as the last president of the Provisional Government of the Republic of Korea. Now, in his autobiography, Baekbeom Ilji, there is a chapter titled My Wish. And in my opinion, I think My Wish is kind of like the equivalent of the iconic Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech for Koreans. And in it, he didn't wish for a military dominance or massive wealth. He wished for one specific thing: the power of culture. And I just wanted to share this because what is happening right now is exactly what he dreamt of. It is something he likely couldn't have even imagined in his time. But looking down from the skies today, I believe he would be weeping tears of joy to see Korea's cultural status now. And especially to see BTS's monumental performance at Gwanghwamun Square being broadcast to the entire world. This square that in his era was occupied and darkened by colonial forces. It's crazy if you think about it. So he wrote in his notes, "My sole wish is the complete independence of my country. The only thing I desire in boundless measure is the power of a noble culture. For the power of culture not only brings happiness to us, but also bestows happiness upon others. I do not want our nation to be one that merely imitates others, but rather the wellspring of a new and high culture that becomes a beacon for the world. Our military strength need only be sufficient to repel aggression, and our economic wealth need only be sufficient to provide for our people.
Wow.
All that has passed was merely a prelude. From this moment forth, our nation shall stand proudly upon the stage of world history, not as a spectator, but as the protagonist. I desire for my country to be the most beautiful nation in the world." Aren't these words iconic? And I have no doubt that BTS has already fulfilled his dream to an extent that he probably would have never imagined in his wildest imaginations. So if you enjoyed this deep dive into Korean culture, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon for more content and get exclusive bonus content as well. I'll be following BTS throughout their comeback and world tour, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
Wow. That was well done right there. Yeah.
I mean, the more and more we hear people talk about this, I think you just have to let it happen. Like, no words can explain what we're about to witness over the next couple of years, but in particular on March 21st. Like, this is the one quote that sticks out to me, is that this will be the definitive global spectacle of 2026.
Yeah.
Okay, Super Bowl just happened this month. It was a bit of a disappointment to people watching worldwide. This here is the Super Bowl.
Why was it a disappointment? Bad Bunny? Or the game?
No, not at all.
Oh, gotcha.
The game itself. Oh, no, no.
You.
Bad Bunny's performance was actually more exciting, much more exciting than the Super Bowl itself. But, and again, I've heard rumors of BTS performing in next year's Super Bowl, but
yeah,
let's not speculate. Yeah, how you feel?
No, I think you put it well, man. To me, this will be bigger than any Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowls, past and future.
Yeah.
Because of the power of culture, like the guy here at the end said. Kim-gu, Baekbeom Kim-gu, the power of culture, right? Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance was a cultural moment, spreading Puerto Rican history, Puerto Rican identity, and the power of culture through his music. BTS is about to put South Korea on the world stage like no other South Korean has ever been able to. And it's on the backs of thousands, millions, hundreds of millions of people in the past who have paved the way for BTS. So I'm just appreciating the utter respect that BTS is showing every step of the way in not only paying homage to the people that came before them, but the people that they are about to introduce themselves to. Like, this is BTS meeting the world. You know that movie or show called Boy Meets World, Jared? Well, this is BTS meets world, brother, because there are so many new armies that are about to get indoctrinated. And they don't even know it.
The impact of what's going to happen in March 2026 is completely incalculable. Like, you can't even
Yeah,
calculate it. I mean,
yeah,
Netflix alone, you talk about, if this is not the biggest contract deal in Netflix history, then something's wrong here. Then Netflix owes BTS more. I mean, and also for Seoul, right? In this video, they talked about the impact of 100 million plus people watching this concert streamed live in Seoul. What is that going to do?
yeah,
I mean, Seoul. I mean, I like how like really, really preparing and using past events in past disasters as an example of how to prepare for a concert like this. Um, I don't know. It's a bit scary to think about. I pray
yeah.
that everything goes right, because this is just something. This is. It seems too large for life, but one group can pull this off, and that's BTS.
Yep. Spot on, man. I love how he said Netflix is buying the global attention of Army. You know how a couple months back we said somebody at Netflix knows what they're doing. Probably a lot
Yeah,
of different people know what they're doing. But that's exactly what's happening here. Netflix is buying the global attention of Army. And
yeah,
Army is one of, if not the most loyal fan base on planet Earth. So it is gonna lead into a lot of new subscriptions and a lot more eyes on Netflix. But this is even bigger than Netflix. Like, I love that Netflix is doing this, but it's a moment for every country in the world to learn about South Korea. And
yeah.
we need to learn more about Baekbeom Kim Gu, because he was preaching. My sole
Yeah.
wish is the complete independence of my country. He said basically the Defense Department should be used to defend. And it made me think
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
how Trump renamed our Defense Department to the Department of War. It's a peaceful ideology. And I'm glad that
Right.
BTS is able
And
to make people like him proud, even in death.
exactly. And what he was saying was that we don't need excess, right? We don't need
Yep.
to show force in excess. We just need enough to provide for our people, to provide and protect for our people.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of it. I mean, that is BTS in and of themselves, right?
Yeah.
They they're seven of the most global pop superstar USB charged people on the planet. And
I think you
they're
forgot
also the
shrimp.
most, yeah,
Just kidding.
they're also seven of the most humble and grounded people on the planet.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful moment in history. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And they provide for their people. And by their people, I mean the South Korean people and the people of the world through their donations and their music and their love.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Wow, man.
This was
Surprisingly,
good.
I feel like we learned a whole lot more than we did a couple weeks back when we watched High Boy's video.
Yeah.
600 years. This man mentioned 1395. Jared, it
This
runs
man
so
mentioned
deep,
King,
man.
King Sejong the Great, who did he create Hangul? Is that what he said?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is bigger than life. Tradition meets modernity, everybody. March 21st.
Yes.
We're not ready.
Yes. No.
All right, Jared, let's get out of here, man. Thank Thank you everybody for watching today's reaction video. Leave a comment down below. The hype is real. It seems to only increase as we get closer to March 21st. Let us know if we missed anything from this 12-minute dense freaking banger of a video that David released. And we'll be back. Come join us in Army Gold for some more BTS interviews. Love all of you.
Army, we love you so much. Hopefully this format wasn't too bad. And let us know in the comments if you liked it. Because I think it went smoothly. We'll see what people
I think
say.
it went smoothly. We'll see in the editing process. Might have some hiccups, but
Yeah,
it should be okay.
we might not be able to remove. Well, we can just keep it natural, right? You can't remove what's behind us.
Oh no, that's okay. I think sometimes the screen recording lags, and you gotta line it up. It's tricky in the editing process, but we gonna figure it out.
All right, Army, we love you so much. Do not forget, be calm.
Keep an open mind, everybody.
Thanks.